I was diagnosed with colon cancer. It had already spread to 1/3 of my lymph nodes.
I had ovarian cancer, and it was 12 years ago now.
2001, July 2001.
I was diagnosed with both ovarian and uterine cancer.
And what was your initial reaction when you found out?
I was shocked, actually. I wasn't initially frightened, more just very surprised. I had been going in for 20 years getting mammograms every year and never had had anything come up as even a hint of a problem.
Yeah.
So
I was sitting in the recovery area with the monitor, like the little heart rate monitor on, and it's going beep, beep. And they waited for my husband to come. And the doctor just sits us down. I was still seated, but going beep, beep. And he just like blurted it out. He goes, "It's cancer."
Oh my.
And my heart rate monitor goes beep, 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 beep. It was very embarrassing.
My initial response was, it was no big deal. You know, okay, we'll just do this. But during the consultation when my mom and me were in with my oncologist, I passed out because it was just, well, I was talking to it, he was telling us, and he told me what was going on, and I'm like, I just don't feel good, so I just put my head down on the table and woke up about a couple seconds later going, whoa, that was weird. So yeah, it was pretty overwhelming.
I was a newlywed.
Oh.
I'd only been married just over a year, and so it seemed particularly sad. Because I really felt like I finally found the one in my life. And so, you know, it was really, really difficult.
I turned 39 the year before. I started going to Weight Watchers and decided to lose weight. So by the time I turned 40, the year I found out I had cancer, I was fairly in tune with my body for probably the first time in my life. So I was aware when I ate certain things I would feel bloated, and so around my birthday I thought I felt bloated because I was eating birthday cake and having champagne and so on. But then after my birthday I thought, no, there's definitely some swelling here, and so I would lie down and say to Fred, Does this look wrong to you? And we couldn't figure out anyway. Then they just got to a week and I just thought, I need to go to the doctor. I don't know what's wrong. So I went to the doctor, and he just, it was like his eyes were popping out of his head because the tumour was so big. Just a regular doctor could tell it was some tumour.
Were your parents a big support for you?
My family was huge support. You know, my mom and my dad were there for me, and my brothers, my nieces and nephews, you know, and then I have a very strong faith, and I have a very good Christian family fellowship. My church fellowship is awesome. And so I have a lot of people praying for me, and you know, that sort of helps when you're not afraid to die.
Yeah.
You know, it helps, but it's just the initial like, whoa, you know.
Yeah, like when
it's sort of scary. But yeah, that was a huge support.
I'm a very spiritual person, but I don't belong to a specific church, and I just feel like I kind of covered all the bases because everybody was praying for me.
Right, yeah.
I've had a support group that once I started going with this group, I learned a lot about cancer itself. I learned a lot about dealing with my emotions and with other people's emotions. But mostly what it was nice for was having friends that were going through the same thing that I was going through. And sometimes we'd go to our group and we would just talk about just anything, you know. We weren't talking about our cancer. We were talking about stuff that was going on in the world and cracking jokes. It was nice.
my daughter, who's 26, was there often. My boyfriend was, you know, never missed a chemo and kind of was there for the weeks after. My mother is still alive, who's, you know, 85, and she was there a lot as well. So I felt like it was mostly family.
You need someone to cry to be afraid with, to just talk to and go through the whole process. Doing it by yourself, I couldn't imagine.
It's hard, yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
Really, looking back, I just felt like I was taken care of by the Lord just putting people there to help me. The doctor, I was in the right place. Like my mom said, oh, if you'd been in England, you know, you'd have died before they even found you'd got it. So I had the right doctors. My husband was good.
My husband also had a support group for, they called it caregivers group, so that they could understand what we were going through and how to help us understand what they were going through. And my final kind of feeling about it is that it's the hardest for the person who is standing by watching you go through it, because when you're going through it, it's happening to you, you know what's going on, you decide if you're going to fight it or not, you kind of come to grips with it. And the people that love you sometimes feel very helpless.
Oh, the chemo was killer, because they give you
some kind of cocktail.
You have a whole bunch of things so that you're not sick all the time. So they give you steroids. So you have your chemo, and I would sit there, have the chemo, sleep, then wake up, drive home from Westlake Village, pick my child up from school, go home, and then I'd crash asleep. And then like 2 in the morning, I'd be like, ding! And I'd be running around. I sent all these people I hadn't been in touch with for years emails, because I'd be up at 2 in the morning. And I'd be like, the email. And then I would be cutting trees down. And I was like Superman, and then I just crashed, you know. So it was a real roller coaster. You never really knew where you were.
They say on day 13, after your first chemo, your hair will start to fall out. I remember just putting my hand through my hair and coming up, and then this big clump of hair came out. So I went that day to a beauty parlor and had them just cut all my hair off. And then I got a wig. I wore a wig from then until spring break. I came back to school the day after spring break, and I just thought, I just can't wear this wig anymore. I just hate it. And my first students, when they walked in, it was like, who is this person?
She had bought a wig, and we knew it was coming, so we bought a wig. Someone had advised us, choose the wig first, you know, get used to it.
I love my wig.
That was nice.
So did your kids help a lot?
They were amazing, I have to say.
Did your kids understand what was going on? No?
Not at the time, not very well.
Well,
They were 7 and 4, they do now, they're 19 and 16. At the time, you know, we explained it to my mother, they didn't understand. Mom had some bad growing inside her, and had to be cut out by a doctor, and then she was taking medicine.
And I don't think there's a right path. You know, it's all individual, and what you went through is you had to go through that for a reason. And like I said, the big thing for me now is to tell my story.
I remember praying a lot. You know, I just remember being glad to be alive. I know that He's a good dad, and that if I do die, then the Lord must have a different plan for my children, and I didn't. I wasn't afraid, which I think perhaps that made it easier to deal with, because I wasn't panicking.
So that's me, and I'm here.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy you're here.
Good luck on your senior project.